Oh baby, your skin cancer is so fucking sexy. Tanning beds are rumored to possess similar addictive qualities to drugs and alcohol, but that doesn't stop people from being a walking advertisement for Tang.
9.
In my opinion, the Mizar flying car doesn't sound like a bad idea. What gave it a spot on my list is the poor execution in a time where the technology was nowhere near advanced enough. Something that a lot of people may not know is that a car was able to fly from California to Ohio, and that was way back in the 1940s. The project was scrapped due to technical limitations and the price not being affordable enough to commercialize. When Henry Smolinski gave it a shot in 1973, he attached wings from a Cessna aircraft to a Ford Pinto. During a test flight, the car lost its wings and plummeted to the earth, killing both men on board.
8.
Spam emails have been flooding millions of inboxes for decades, with many scams to try and extract your passwords and credit card numbers. I just hope my rich business partner in Tunisia will wire me my $50 million so I can finally take these guys to court.
7.
Lay's chips hope to boost sales and possibly improve their image in 1998 by selling fat-free chips, because everyone wanting to lose weight must have been thinking, I know I haven't been eating well lately, I should get back on track by eating a modified version of the same processed garbage. Sadly, the words fat-free were trendy back then, even though food containing fat doesn't automatically mean anything bad. These new WOW chips contained an ingredient called olestra, which was supposed to be a fat substitute that somehow didn't get absorbed by your body. While this was stunningly true, olestra also stripped the body of vitamins and nutrients, often causing anal leakage. As it turned out, eating these could theoretically result in weight loss due to the laxative side effect.
6.
What you see here is an anti-eating mask. This is a real invention patented in the early 1980s and tells anybody who wears one that they are below dogs in terms of controlling their instincts. Aside from looking like an early Hannibal Lecter prototype, the only potential customers of this mask would be amputees, as anyone with arms could just rip it off and run back to the chips.
5.
Perfecting something as intricate as a parachute jacket should take years of planning and testing before ever hitting the market. Franz Reichelt wanted to demonstrate his invention in front of a large crowd by jumping off the Eiffel Tower. When the parachute didn't open, he died, paving the way for others to find better uses for it.
4.
Nintendo consumers were seeing red after urinating their money away on the new Virtual Boy console. Seriously, they saw red as that was the only color used in the graphics aside from black. The console was advertised as fully portable with 3D graphics out of the box. Both of these statements were lies, as the only guy who could comfortably walk around in public with it is Paul Bunyan, and the supposed 3D graphics looked a lot closer to graffiti shapes written on a piece of paper, much like that stupid S logo everyone drew in middle school. The console was discontinued after a mere 7.5 months, showing that VR technology wasn't ready yet. Oculus could change the game if it doesn't keep getting delayed over and over and over.
3.
Parents in the 1930s were a lot tougher than they are now. Look at this, they won't take none of that feed me bullshit. One tear and babies would be sent off to do some hard time. In all seriousness, baby cages weren't used as punishment at all. They were designed for city apartments, which could be very cramped and stuffy. An easy fix for this without constantly having to monitor what was going on would be airing the baby out like a piece of clothing, praying that he won't fall through the wire and die.
2.
The name's Orange. Agent Orange. While sounding like an action hero from the James Bond universe, Agent Orange was the name of a lethal chemical used by the Americans during the Vietnam War and was named after the orange barrels it was shipped in. The original purpose of Agent Orange was to destroy enemy cover in the forest, melting away trees and other plants to expose soldiers. An estimated 4.5 million people in Vietnamese communities were in the spraying zones of the chemical, with at least 1 million being physically affected. From a strategic point of view, exposing where enemies were hiding makes a lot of sense. However, from a moral and logical point of view, the idea of dumping toxic and questionable herbicides on people has no leg to stand on. Many children had no functional legs to stand on either, as in the years following the war, a reported 150,000 or more babies were born with birth defects, including mental disabilities, deformed limbs, extra fingers and toes, and hydrocephalus, also known as water on the brain.
1,
In the year 2000, the Digital Convergence Corporation released a barcode scanner for your computer in the shape of a cat, which they named the Q-Cat. For some reason, Q was another word for barcode, whatever word starts with a C, I guess. The whole point of the Q-Cat was to scan it across a code printed in a newspaper or magazine, and the user would be taken to a URL on the internet. Wow, to think we had been online for several years at that point without that helpful shortcut. Much better than the previous way we were using computers. Making the process of finding a website even more unnecessary and complicated was a feature that allowed television broadcasters to play certain audio tones during programs that would open URLs on a computer for you, as long as your 40-pound TV was connected to your 50-pound computer, of course. Because nobody ever needed a secondary device to access web pages when you literally had to be in front of a computer to use it, Digital Convergence Corporation soon went out of business and lost all 100